Hello.
Welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 51. It is March 20th, 2011.
Yep.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
And I'm Laura, also known as Lala. Welcome back to all the older viewers, and welcome.
Why you gotta call people old?
Because I'm old.
She's turning 30 in a week and a half.
A week and a half.
Her life is just over.
That's very emo.
So, you might notice we're in different surroundings. This is the new craft room. I'll do a little tour of it at some point and show you, but right now we're just kind of kitty cornered. I haven't figured out how we're going to do recording, so right now we're just kind of up against some shelving and other stuff. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, did you see the color of the paint on the walls, obviously?
It's blue.
Mm-hmm. Does it remind you of anything?
The sky.
So, I've been painting since Friday, and I finished late Saturday evening. And I got a whole wall painted, and I looked at it, and I said, shit. It is the same color as our logo.
Oh. It is.
It is. And I waited until we were on camera to tell you that, but I'm
wow.
like, this is familiar. So it's
white and blue.
It's
wow.
unintentionally the same color as our logo. I guess my subconscious knew what it was doing when I picked out.
See, and I've been with a 1.5-year-old
Yeah.
all week, so I'm like, it kind of reminds me of Sesame Street sky. Because the sky on Sesame Street doesn't change.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of that. But, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It also matches your tennis shoes.
It does match my tennis shoes.
Neither here nor there.
That no one else can see. So
Yeah, well.
There's that.
Such is life. What do you knit? I'll go first since you're fiddling over there.
I'm digging, sorry.
I am knitting on the Twisted Socks, Twisted Fiber Arts, and you can see right there, there's a dark blue line, and that dark blue line is where I am going to put in the Afterthought heel. So I'm around 2.5 inches past that dark blue line, so I'm probably going to get around 5 inches past that dark blue line and then start the ribbing. So they're getting there. There's a line. I worked on these last week when I went and saw Young Frankenstein at the Orpheum with my daddy. We had a daddy-daughter date.
How was that? I never heard.
It was okay. It's definitely not in my top 10, even my top 10 funniest. I mean, it's funny. It's kind of like the movie. I think if they had cut out 5 songs, it would have been a lot better. It was a lot of singing.
Yeah.
I should have brought the playbill, but it was a lot of singing. The guy lead wasn't as strong as the 2 female leads, so it was all right. I went for free, so I have nothing to complain about.
And I had a resounding review.
Yeah, and I had an enjoyable evening with my dad, so.
Okay, so what else are you working on?
I'm actually about to rip something out, but I saved it for y'all because I got over here, and it's actually the same thing that Leslie's working on this week. I'm stealing your thunder.
Yeah.
I'm a thunder stealer.
And I have no thunder this week anyway, so.
Ha ha ha. These are the socks that I'm test knitting for Numma Numma. The pattern's called Lunch with the Knit Girls. I'm knitting mine out of Toasty, her old Toasty base, in rhubarb, which I'm loving the way the colors are working. But I can fit this almost over my head. It could probably be a good baby hat. It went in over my shoes earlier, so it's a little bit too big. So I'm going to rip it.
Trauma.
And now I have free high needles. So.
Also, as an interjection, we're trying a new lighting thing, so if we appreciate feedback. We think it looks okay right now, but we haven't tested with close-ups yet. So give us your feedback. If we need to change it again, let us know.
And here's the rest of that cake of yarn, which is gorgeous.
Yeah, I think that we'll have to move the
lights back a little bit. Yeah. But it looks good on us, and that's what's important.
What else? I'm going to move this light while you talk.
Okay. See, we change things as we go, all the time. Last but not least, because Washington Square has not been worked on at all this week, but the pie shawl has. So I took my mom to the doctor's on Monday, and while we were there, I got through the 3rd chart of the pie shawl and moved it over to some bigger needles and started the 4th chart. So I did all the increases. You can see them there. It's a yarn over knit 1 right there. And I now have almost 600 stitches on the needle, so it's going to be slow going, but I'll work on it at least one day a week.
Trying to do like
one row a night
or something.
I might do that. That sounds like a good plan.
It's like it's an attainable, 30 minutes a day or something.
I think it'll be longer than 30 minutes, but I'm just about to start the next lace chart, so that's why I only have one stitch marker in. Once I start the next lace chart, I'll probably put stitch markers every 27 stitches or so.
Which will be how many repeats?
3.
3, okay.
Because I like to catch errors pretty quick on.
I do the same thing.
So Wendy actually suggests you put them every 9, and
that's a lot of stitch markers.
yeah, I probably have that many stitch
markers.
markers.
I'm sure you do. I have no doubt at all that you do.
The yarn is Blackberry Ridge, and there's Silk Merino Lace Wave Blend. And I'll link it in the show notes, like I did last week. And it's in my...
You're the show notes queen.
I actually meant to do the show notes last week on Monday, and we were at the doctor's much longer than I thought we were going to be. So they got done on Tuesday instead.
You had family in this
I
week,
did.
Right?
That's one of my favorite things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping
That's
ahead.
fine. You can totally jump ahead.
So I don't really have much that I can show y'all. I'm working on a design for a friend that, again, I can't show you yet. I'll be able to show you next month. But I finished the first Numa Numa sock. Why are you hitting me?
I'm abusive.
I know. Y'all saw it. So this is the first Numa Numa sock. And this is Lunch with the Knit Girls. And this was out of the skein of yarn that she gave us last year when we went.
But seeing yours makes me want to knit mine.
It's very pretty. It's got a cool Eye of Partridge slip stitch heel.
It's very pretty in general.
And then a kind of a check pattern on it. And I like it a lot. I haven't started the second one. I finished this one during a virtual knit night last week. And I haven't started the second one because the design I'm working on, what I was doing didn't work, so I had to rip it out and start over. So
that takes a little time.
yeah, and it's kind of hurt my pride a little bit. Plus, I've been working on this effing room for 2 days straight. So anyhow, this is all
Knitting takes time, I hear.
I have no FOs, so this is the only knitting content you're going to see from me this week. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We all have weeks like that. I think everyone understands.
I love that you're trying to make me feel better. You're so sweet.
Aww.
I touched you.
Yeah, you're my bubble.
All right.
Shying away from the bubbleness.
You have more crap, right?
I do. I do have more knitting.
You have FOs.
I do.
I was looking.
I wouldn't really call them crap. Well, yes, I would.
Sorry. You have more things to show.
I have mini mochi socks. So
that's...
the word crap can totally apply to them. So this is the leftovers. So there's a good bit still left over. Just taking this out makes my nose itch.
It's a subconscious thing, I think.
And here are the 2 finished socks. So 1 and 2, and they are done. And
They're
I have not worn them yet. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're pretty furry. I don't know if y'all can see how furry they are. They're pretty furry. So mini mochi socks done. These are going to be like wear to bed socks because they're singles, and I really don't think the singles
will hold up as well.
Will hold up that well. So we'll give them a try. I'm going to wash them and block them. All the ends have been woven in and such. I just have to wash them and block them. So I'll do that. But I was saving that for y'all because I was worried that they wouldn't dry in time. So they are done. Yay! And then I also finished the baby hat out of the scraps of hand spun that I had last week. But my niece was visiting and she took it because she's awesome and it was meant for her. It was meant for her anyway. So they went home with her and it looked very cute. And there's pictures of that on my Ravelry page if you want to see them there. And I think in every group that I belong to because I was like, look at how cute my niece is.
Yeah, I saw it in a few groups over the last couple of days.
So there's that.
Look at that. We're through our spinning content in less than 10 minutes.
Our knitting content.
Knitting content.
And we still have spinning to go.
Oh, I'm so off.
And Leslie's sitting over here spinning.
Sorry,
so if you're wondering what she's doing, she's not knitting today.
I can't. The thing I need to be knitting on, I can't knit on camera because I can't show it yet. So
she's spinning.
Whatever.
And it's pretty. You're going to hold up the fiber and talk about it since we've moved on to spinning?
I'm going to take it off my, take the flower off real quick.
Okay.
So what I'm working on is this. This is Wool Gatherings, and this was one of the impulse purchases I bought a couple weeks ago. And it is BFL. I don't think it had a colorway name, no, but it's woolgatheringsfibers.com. You can get, you can find her there. Kate Sitzman. This just has a dial-out number, or else I would, share with y'all. That's the logo. But yeah, I've just been spinning. I spun this. We had our local knit night on Thursday night. Every once in a while, they'll do a spin night. And it's kind of a hassle to take my wheel because it's a heavy effing wheel, but
You have a matchless.
but I hadn't spun in a while, and I thought, I really want to, so.
I didn't realize your flyer just flips down. Now I'm jealous. Mine doesn't do that. I have to unscrew and remove it all.
Sorry. Yeah. So this is what it looks like on the wheel right now. I just took the flyer off. And because it's spinning so thin so easily, I'm using my medium whirl. Also because I can't find my fast one. I'm hoping during the process of moving all the stuff from my old craft room into this one that I'll be able to, but I only just moved the basic stuff, so there's
Those
still a ton
whirls
to
are
go through.
sneaky.
But yeah, so this is what it looks like right now, and because the colors
pretty.
are staying together really well, I've just about been convinced to Navajo
I think
fly
you should not have live.
because she's very
Yes.
convincing. So that's what I'm working on. I'm sorry, I would tilt the camera so y'all can see it, but then you wouldn't be able to see us. Plus, you'd be able to see my fat rolls, so I like this angle better.
Awesome.
I'm very blunt today. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just. It took me back a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I could lie, but I'm not going to. So I spun a lot, and my stuff's still wet because I gave it a nice bath and FOap last night.
So why do you think you spun more this week than knit?
Because my niece was downstairs playing a lot, and when she runs and goes after the cat, going kitty, kitty, meow, meow, I can, and then she'll look at you and go shh, kitty, because you have to sneak up on the kitty. He doesn't know that you're coming. So you can drop fiber a lot easier than you can drop knitting. So I spun a lot more this week than I
helped
typically
you spin,
do.
but there were no pictures.
She did. There were no pictures. The first thing, well, I put the bulky flyer, my ladybug you can purchase a bulky flyer for, and Shucked actually sent us one to try out. So I put the bulky flyer on, and I was like, if I have a bulky flyer, I'm going to spin bulky. So that's what this is. And this is Yarn Love in the Shipwreck colorway. It's pretty evenly balanced.
I love it.
And it's bulky.
So tell me, after so long of spinning thinner, was it hard for you to get into the rhythm of spinning?
Oh yeah, I have some thick and thin places, definitely. And so the big difference, I think, with bulky is how you prep your fiber. So for this, I had not only my slowest whirl on my wheel, but I was treadling a lot slower. And so you can see it's a little bit thick and thin. And I also, when I prepped the fiber, I rarely pre-draft a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sit through like Leslie does and like
I don't always
pull out
do
my
that.
fiber and stuff. But okay, but you do a lot.
I do, yes.
And so I don't tend to pre-draft my fiber. I'll break it into strips, but I don't pre-draft. So for the bulky, what I did was I pre-drafted a little bit more and basically ripped the strips into the size that I wanted the finished to be. And just kind of
let it take the twist.
Yeah, added twist. I did very little drafting as I spun. So there was a lot less movement on that end.
So a note about the bulky flyer. Shot did send it to us for review. We will do a whole thing for it. Laura's actually putting it through some tests right now for us.
I'm playing with
to
it.
get started. So.
Yep. And the real reason why I borrowed it this week, why I needed it this week, is this.
Holy moly.
This is 8 ounces of the Polworth that I've been spinning for, it seems like forever. It's the Crown Mountain Farms Polworth.
In reality, it's been how long?
Over a month. The Yarn Love I got 100 yards on. This has 633 yards, and Leslie scared the crap out of me when I was
I did
lining
math
it.
wrong. Me and math aren't friends. And Eloise Single Daisy was like, I don't think that's right.
Because she told me it was like 400 yards, and I was like, there's no way. But it's 637. It's a little bit, slightly overspun.
Not
But
really.
I was playing, no, it's not bad. It's, and it's still wet, so that's probably affecting it a little bit too. It hasn't been whacked for a while yet. It's been hanging in my car all day because Leslie and I went to lunch and I was like, I need that to dry. So I hung this up from a hanger in the back of my car to let it dry a little bit because it's 80 here and I figured it would dry a lot faster that way than it does normally. So 637 yards of this. I still have another 8 ounces to spin. All of this fit onto one bobbin of the bulky flyer,
Okay.
with room to spare. So that's why I wanted to ply it all into one big jumbo skein versus several little skeins.
Less ends to weave in.
So yes, definitely less ends to weave in. And I think this is going to become a shawl if y'all have any ideas of what you think it should become. I'm thinking it's a fingering weight. Looks pretty fingering to me. It's a 2-ply. Let me know. It's a big jumbo ball of yarn.
It is.
And then I also spun.
There's more.
I spun a total. Well, I'm not going to say I spun a total of 21 ounces. I plied a total of 21 ounces this week.
It's a lot.
So again, playing with the bulky flyer. This is Dying Arts Cheshire Cat colorway. And they do this thing called duos. So half the roving, you can kind of see on this unspun end, is pink. And the other half is a contrast color. Not always pink, but they're 2 contrasting colors. And so you spin them separately. And when you ply them,
They almost stripe.
yeah, it barber pulls.
Yeah.
If you do it that way, you could do it separately and all kinds of stuff. My ties weren't very good on this one. I need to tie my things a little bit better, but this is another 100 yards.
Sit down. They can see your elbow and that's it.
Yes! Why didn't you want to see my elbow?
It is a lovely elbow.
We're doing body parts with my niece, and it's like knee, elbow. Because everything's a game. And last but not least, here's the bats from Sarah Kate that I was spinning for my boss at the yarn shop. All done, spun, plied, ready for their bath. They haven't gotten their bath yet. You can see the shimmery. I'm not going to stand up now again because I'm afraid of you. You're so beautiful.
Oh, I love that people think I'm the mean one. That just cracks me up to no end. And Stacy can account for it.
So that's it for my spinning.
Is that all?
That's
really?
Really?
I just want to say, and I forgot to say earlier when I was talking about my knitting room, it's the bonus room that's in our house, so it's the one above our garage, and it's got the doorway into the attic. Well, Michael has converted part of the, Michael is Mr. Awesome, has converted part of the attic into a server room, and it has its own special cooling.
I think you should show
system.
that when you do the tour of the yarn room.
I will.
Server room.
And anyway, it's got its own cooling system, and it's kind of a low hum. So if it's really distracting, let me know. We did a little quick recording to test it, and I couldn't hear it. But if you guys hear it and it's really annoying, let us know, because we can get an external microphone and cut all that stuff out. I didn't find it distracting, but if y'all do, please just tell me. We'll fix it. Let's see. And you might have heard this noise right here.
That's the wheel.
That's the wheel. No wheel? Wheel. So anyway, okay. So let's see, we're about 18 minutes. We're through spinning, so now we're into favorite things.
Awesome.
You talk for a second. I need
Okay. So we got a copy of my local yarn shop sells The Knitter, and I picked up the latest issue for us to review, and because I liked a whole lot of stuff. Can you tell?
Yeah.
I like a whole bunch of stuff in it. So, and Leslie and I thought a whole bunch of stuff was interesting. This is issue 29.
Now they do monthly, right?
They do monthly, which can get expensive if you buy and I have been buying every single issue.
You should just subscribe.
So that's like $30 almost, because they're around $9.99 a piece. This one doesn't have a... yeah,
that's the
but Hank typically
British
puts
price.
the thing, but
Oh.
they're around $10 a piece. But the first thing I wanted to talk about is in new and notable things that are coming out. Isolde Teague has a new book coming out, and I really, really want to get it. I got to try on some of the garments at TNNA. She had the samples there, and they are gorgeous. So I'm really excited about that coming out. I love that vest that's right there. And it might actually be out already. I'll have to check and see. I'm probably just going to get the ebook version rather than getting the real version. I have the ebook version of the rest of her books, so I can't see
It's easier to keep up
converting.
with.
Yeah, I can always find it that way. Another thing that we wanted to talk about is what's on the cover. So it kind of looks like a sweater there. And then when you flip it open, it's really a dress. So Leslie and I were debating just the thoughts. It's a tunic is what it says, but just the thoughts of having a lace tunic. And where the lace is, it's drop stitches that go down. It's kind of like that one scarf.
Well, it's kind of like those socks that you did, the Harry Potter ones. Yeah, Bellatrix.
It's kind of like the Bellatrix pattern, and it's also very similar to the morning surf scarf. It's that style of drop stitches. But you would definitely have to line this if you decided to knit it. I kind of like the idea of keeping the cowl and the sleeves with the drop stitches and doing the rest in a plain stockinette. So Leslie and I were talking about that.
But I like that it presents patterns that make you think. I like that they're different.
And I like that this is a 2-ply lace weight yarn. It kind of, for spring, light and airiness, makes me happy because it's warm here now.
Yeah, it's 80 outside today.
We really, I was thinking we should make this a fast one so I could go outside and play some more. But I love y'all, so we'll do normal. Another thing that I liked is the Miranda bag. And what interested me about this is it's got a knit lining. So that was very interesting to me. So if you hate sewing, you hate a sewing machine, this one actually has a knit lining. And it's chunky, so it will probably go pretty fast. They also, it's an Aran weight actually. They chart and write out a lot of their instructions, so that makes me happy as well. And that's the case with that. Leslie and I tabbed this one. Not so much because we like the project. I think it would be very pretty on the right person. It's a lace, I'm trying to not get glare off the lights. It's a lace t-shirt style sweater. But because of one of the features that they have in the pattern, they actually have a whole bunch of shaping in the pattern, which is very cool. But they do row by row stitch counts, which is very cool. We like that a lot.
I don't always go by the stitch counts, but I think that it's very helpful for a lot of people, especially if you're the kind that tends to get messed up in a pattern and you like to have that count to say, oh, I know that I'm right now. I loved this. Laura showed
So this is what sold me on the magazine because I wanted to have this information to share with y'all. I guess, see, I've never been to Rhinebeck, and there are a lot of people in the world who are knitters who will never get to go to Rhinebeck or have never been in the past. And Gail Zucker, what she did was she photographed 100 and some people at Rhinebeck, and what caught my attention was it's David of Southern Cross and Buggy Spunky Eclectic and Adrian of Hello Yarn, them hanging out in their sweaters that they knit out of each other's rovings, spun a knit, and that's so cool to me to have friends like that. But she photographed all these different
and not just
people.
designers,
and not just designers,
people
lots
off
of
the
just
street,
random
so to
people.
speak, when they were walking through Rhinebeck.
So she's going to have a video montage of the garments of Rhinebeck 2010 as modeled by their makers at http easyIsus.blogspot.com, and we'll link to that in the show notes. Hopefully it'll already be up. I haven't seen it yet. But the knitter also always has these Mason-Dixon notebooks, and I just think they're so cool, and they always have something new and different in them.
And that's who this article was by, the Mason-Dixon
Yep, the Mason-Dixon, K and M.
I always want to say K and Tal.
Oh, because the Gray Ladies. I love the Gray Ladies.
Our friends, well, they were friends of Stacy's initially, Stacy from Tempted, and we met them at Fling.
We did.
And we adore them.
So here's a chunky jacket, and Leslie wanted to talk about this a little bit.
So it's knit sideways from one edge around the back to the other edge, and then I assume that the sleeves are picked up and knit down. But the pleat, then you come back up the edging, and it's like a pleated braid, and it's knit out of a chunky weight. It's just, I think it would go like super fast, and I really like the end result. Maybe because it's red, and it kind of sold me that way. But I liked it quite a bit.
I do like the edging on it quite a bit, and I like how it's Kitchenered. Speaking of Kitchenering, there is a whole article in here. I'll skip that and come back since we're talking about Kitchenering. They do master classes, and it's Kitchener Beyond the Basics, and it's written by Willie Wormhead. And it is so cool because it's not just the Kitchener that we think of grafting for stockinette stitch. It also has grafting for reverse stockinette stitch. It talks about grafting ridge low garter stitch versus ridge high garter stitch and gives examples of what she's talking about there. So it's a very in-depth class on
one of the pictures
grafting.
real quick, so nobody can.
Real quick.
Complain.
Well, here's ridge low, ridge high.
But the pictures are very clear.
Very clear and done with different colored yarn and very.
They did a very good job.
Yeah, very well thought out.
Very, very, very is the word of the time.
Very, very, very. I liked these gauntlets. Leslie did too. And if you have never knit fingerless gloves before and have never knit in the round before but want to try lace, these are knit flat and then have the button loops going up. I thought those were very pretty. And lacy, especially for the spring. I like lace for the spring. Here's a very cute baby. Because you know we're sold on very cute babies. And I told Leslie, like, if I was the Queen of England, I would totally... This is just screams royalty, like, I don't know, Prince of Wales, I don't know. It's me.
It's very adorable.
It's very cute. And then I like these stockings, and Leslie hates them.
I couldn't wear them, so they are irrelevant to me. Because I have enormous calves, says the lady at the Charlene Harris book sign. Massive, that was her word. It's funny how you remember some things.
I had totally forgotten about that. So, in the nutshell, that's the Knitter, issue 29. I like it a lot, obviously, because I purchased it. So, and I actually skipped the last couple. I think since the Christmas one, because there hasn't been. I try to only get magazines that are like 2 or 3 patterns in there, so.
That's a good rule of thumb.
I try. Now, sometimes I'm not completely sold on it. There'll be one pattern, I'll be like, ooh,
that's enough for
I
me.
like that. So I'm going to put a check near Knitter Review.
And I finished the little piece of fiber, so I'm splitting down the line some more.
Well, I'll talk about Time with Family.
Okay.
Because apparently it's the Laura show.
When is it not?
So, my family from Philadelphia. Actually, I have lots of family in Philadelphia now because my brother moved there. But my brother and sister-in-law and niece Julia, she's 1.5, came to visit this week, and we had an awesome time. And we went to the Memphis Zoo, which is very cool. And we also went to the Memphis Botanical Gardens, which if you're in the Memphis area and you haven't been to the Memphis Botanical Gardens, especially if you have a young child, they have a very cool play place. And it's very interesting. And here we go at the very end.
Very, very, very.
Very, very, very. But they have like blocks, big blocks where the kids can set up their own fort, where they can jump from log to log, and then they have like 5 playhouses. They have mole tunnels. They have giant earthworms that you can sit on.
Wow.
It's
They have
awesome.
corkscrew slides, I hear.
They do, which your 1.5-year-old niece can get stuck in wrong if you're not a good aunt. But Mom put her in the bathtub and turned on the jacuzzi. It scarred her for life, so it's not just me. We enjoy scarring Julia, apparently. She's such a sweetie. And she called my brother. She started saying, Daddy, Grouch, because she watches Sesame Street. And I got her to say, Wheezy, Grouch.
And then you were scolded for...
Because she's not allowed to call him Wheezy. She's only allowed to call him Opop. So, but she's adorable. And I can't wait till July when I get to see her and my brother and sister-in-law again.
Yeah, we won't talk about the summer recording schedule right now.
There is. I think we might be taking a 3-month break.
Yeah, there's going to be some interruption, but we'll figure something out.
We might have to record ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Time with Family, that's off.
So I got some stuff in the mail this week. I got a lot of stuff in the mail this week. Here, let me hook this and put it down. Alright, so I'm taking a class with Ann Fields
In April.
In April, the first full week of April, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's right before Camp Kip. And I'm taking a 3-day class, and it's called Spinning Beyond the Basics, and I expect to learn so much my head will probably grow.
Explode, yeah.
But what I did was, she's got two spinning related books out that I know about. One is the Ashford Book of Spinning, which isn't just for Ashfords, but I think it was in conjunction with them.
Ashford hired her to write
Yeah.
several books at one point, and she
did
did
a
a
bunch of
weaving
weaving.
ones and then a spinning one.
So I got the newer book, which is Spinning Wool Beyond the Basics. It's by Enfield. And this is what she looks like.
I'm so excited that you're taking that class.
So I'm glad I get to take a class with her. And I'm only about 20 pages in, and I've already learned so much. But she does little snippets. So this was on the first page, and under Wool and Care for Fleeces. It's a little snippet, and it says, many spinners use other fibers such as cotton, silk, or mohair to make yarn, but in this book I will concentrate on wool. In many parts of the world, it's the main fiber hand spinners work with, and it certainly has the greatest variety of fiber characteristics. And in parentheses she says, my pocket Oxford Dictionary says wool also comes from goats, but as I do not have the necessary expertise to cover this fiber, I will conveniently ignore it. So I like that she injects her sense of humor into the book. But yeah, she lives in New Zealand, and she's coming over, and we're catching her in between 2 other events, so we get her midweek. That's why Laura can't attend, because the school doesn't like her taking off 3 days during the week.
Yeah, imagine that.
So this is I'm not going to review it until after I had a chance to meet her and take some notes and all that. So
Get it signed.
Yeah, definitely I'm getting it signed. I'm trying to convince our yarn shop owner to get the first book as well, because I wasn't able to order it off Amazon. And if I can support the local shop, then I will.
Definitely.
So there's that. It's one of the things I got in the mail.
That's been on my wish list for forever. I need
Has it?
to get it.
Well, I also got
I need to order it soon because she's coming
Yeah.
in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So.
I made a Knit Picks order because I needed blocking wires, and I had been putting it off forever and ever. I just have been borrowing Laura's every time, but she needs them.
Then I
for some
conveniently
reason.
lost them.
Yeah. So I needed it, so I got that. I got some other little tools, some pins, and this book I got it from, I didn't get it from Amazon, I got it from Knit Picks. Anyway, also got some yarn to try, and this is the Knit Picks Chroma Worsted and Mixtape. And the reason I'm going to try this is because I have back 20 episodes ago probably, I showed you guys the log cabin squares that out of Nora's Silk Garden. And I just haven't bought anymore. I just keep forgetting to get it. So I thought, well, I'll try it out of this. And if I like this, I might be able to get 1 or 2 squares out of each ball. It might be a little bit less expensive. Maybe I can mix them up. So, I don't know, at some point in the future, maybe you'll see a square out of this. Maybe. If it doesn't get buried and forgotten in my mini. I have so much more storage space now in this room.
Yes.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's more, like I had to admit how much crap I have when I moved into this room. It's not crap. It's fantastic stuff.
Anytime you move.
Yeah. I've got a whole thing of books over here. It's lovely. I'll do a little tour at some point if y'all want.
Before we sat down, Leslie was like, it's a good thing they can't see the floor. And I was like, there is Leslie and Laura droppings everywhere.
Because when we record, we just set stuff around us.
We scatter.
Although we did get chairs at Target today.
We did, and they're comfy.
We
have matching chairs.
I feel
Very
so
cool.
big time. All right, so I'm going to show the Tempted Spin-Along fiber. If you do not want to see it, if you haven't been spoiled yet and you haven't gotten your fiber yet, then just fast forward a couple minutes. Okay. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to take it out. I haven't opened it yet, but now I have. And this is 4
Mine's
ounces
still
of
in its
BFL.
pristine packaging.
And this is what it looks like. And what we did was we asked her to kind of go to our website for inspiration on our colors, and she did. So the blue and the purple are the colors of our logo and links, and then the pink is what I think is what color the links are after they've been clicked, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And then the white for all the white space. So
we like white space.
yes. So this is what it looks like. I have not begun to spin it, obviously, because we'll start on the 1st to do the spinning.
Now, if you want a pre-draft, that's fine.
Yeah, pre-draft,
I'm saying
putting it
it's
up,
fine.
that's perfectly fine. We just want to we want everybody to be doing it sort of at the same time, and we want to make sure everybody's got time to get their fiber.
Before people start,
Yeah.
spinning and finishing.
We want everybody to be able to do it at the same time. So that was my Tempted fiber. And let's see, what else did we get?
Very cool. We got shawl swap packages.
We did. Do you want to talk about yours first?
Sure. Mine's at home.
She forgot hers.
I forgot mine, but I packed the goodies that came with it.
But not the shawl itself.
And actually, Leslie ran me home because I forgot my knitting, and we were headed towards Fernando to eat anyway. So we stopped by my house on the way home. We stopped by my house on the way home.
On the way back here.
Yeah.
To my home.
So, I forgot it both times. I'm a moron. It's really pretty, and y'all get to see it next week. It's too warm for shawls, so I think I keep putting it out of my head. So, my swap person was Lisa, Lemon Song, on Ravelry, and she's super sweet. And I had plurked a couple weeks ago how much I love Carrie stitch markers, and I've got a pen in my hand, and how much I didn't want to
spend the money.
Well, yeah, I have enough stitch markers. So she got me this set, and I love it. It's a sheep and a little bird.
I love that.
Oh, I hope y'all can see that. See it? So pretty. And she also gave me Sunkissed Fruit Gems. And I opened the package, and I had it by me, and I was spinning. And I looked down, because my mom asked me what I got. And the Sunkissed Fruit Gems were gone, and I was like, what? Where did they go? And then I see my niece running, like streaking through the house with them. So she grabbed my bag of stuff, and she didn't eat them then, but we gave her a few, and my brother had a few, and then I ate the rest.
You're a very kind, sharing soul.
I think only because I had to watch Sesame Street all week long. Not had to. That was by choice. I was the best auntie ever because I can put Sesame Street on my phone, so when we go places, we will.
Sweet.
And it's so cute to see because Julie gets so excited when she sees them. So we did that a whole bunch.
Did you have any other goodies from your package, or did you?
I had the Sunkissed Fruit Gems and my gorgeous stitch markers, and then the shawl, which is actually an Age of Steam and Brass kerchief, which is so fitting for me and my steampunk self, out of Malabrigu in the Violet Fields colorway, which is gorgeous. It's really pretty purple and super soft. So I'll have to wear it next week. I wore purple just so I could wear it with it, and it's at home.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's on my shawl rack.
I need a shawl rack.
I converted a quilt rack into a shawl rack. So my quilts, I don't have a quilt right now. Becky keeps promising me one.
I love that. I got mine.
She's been promising me. It was supposed to be a birthday present for last year.
So anyway, we're gonna just go on.
Move on. Besides myself whining about why I don't have a quilt.
So I haven't plurked or anything about this because I wanted to save it for the podcast. So my partner was Nicole, and her screen name is Crimson, CRIMSN.
I haven't even seen any of this. I'm excited.
Yes, I haven't shown it to Lauren. So she put a lot of cute little notes in as I opened things. So the first thing that I opened was this, and it says, "Open me up." That's what it says. And I was like, well, if you must.
It's very Alice.
So I've got a cute little box, if I can get it open. And I have some stitch markers, and these are from seekingsanity.etsy.com.
Oh, they're snag free.
Yeah,
those
it's
are
a
cool.
set of red with one.
They're
clear
red.
one.
You must be in heaven.
So seekingsanity.etsy.com.
Cool.
And they're super cute, and they go up to a size 8 needle. So those were the first thing that I opened.
My stitch markers were from Carrie, which is Jelby.
Jelly, yeah. And she sent me a bar of chocolate, but it had almost melted, so I stuck it in the freezer, and then I forgot about it, so it's still down there. But I also got a caramel wafer.
Ooh.
I've never
Where's
had
she
these
from?
before.
She from
US
US?
somewhere. Romeoville, Illinois.
Huh.
And then I got this. I couldn't figure out what this was at first. But, so this is what it looks like. It looks like a little strawberry, right? And then you open it, and it's one of those, like, little carry bags.
How cool!
So, it could fit in your purse really easily. You just cram it all in there, and just close
That's
it
so
up.
perfect for you.
I love it. So, it's going in my purse. I hadn't put it in there yet just because I wanted to show y'all. So, you just cram it all back in there, and you tighten it back up.
That's so cool.
And it's a little strawberry again.
How adorable.
So it's pretty perfect. And of course, the shawl.
Oh, wow.
Let me see what the pattern was. Okay, so it was from, the yarn is Kangaroo Dyer.
Oh, cool.
And it's a Poet Seat yarn is the base. The color is called Maroon Shadows. And it's a superwash nylon blend. So let me look and see what the pattern is because I forgot. I don't know. It doesn't say. I'm sorry. Unless it was on one of these smaller things.
That's cute. You have
Okay.
cute little notes.
It's RMTM Blossom by Alice Yu.
Oh, that's pretty.
So, and the color is pretty perfect for me, actually. I'll try to get it unwrapped here. So this is what it looks like.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
And I love it. It is fantastic. And I will wear it until I get too warm, and then I'll have to take it off. But yeah,
That's really pretty.
I like
I think
it
it
quite a
matches
bit.
what I'm wearing today.
yeah. Well, it's still good. Actually, no, I can't wear it. It's too warm in here. But anyway, it's lovely, and I really, really like it. So I wanted to say thank you very much. I had an awesome swap partner. Not a slacker like me.
We both had great swap partners. We
Yes.
always do.
So this is lovely. So I get to take it to work this week, and I will wear it at work because I work with a bunch of men, and they keep it freezing. All right, so that's my package. You've done your knitter review. We talked about this, the Tempted Fiber. Do you want to talk about what you got from?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Dramatic Knits. Steve sent me a package this week. I got lots of packages this week. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, Wheezy's loving it too, I bet.
Actually, I went to the post, like, I was leaving 2 days in a row at this time when the mail came, so I got them before he noticed.
Oh.
And now I just say everything's for the podcast.
A lot of it is.
It is. So Steve sent me these gorgeous wristers. The pattern is by Ann Hansen of Knit Spot. This was the Knitty
The
special
surprise, yeah.
surprise, and he made them a little bit longer. And if you watch his podcast, he did all the details over there. But they are an alpaca blend, and they're very, very pretty, and they're perfect length
They look
both
really well,
ways.
too.
They are, and they're nice and fuzzy. I told him I'd take pictures, so I need to do that. So I feel like I'm like a hand model now. So,
Strike a pose.
thank you, Steve. I heard you. They're very nice. I might leave them on for a while because you're freezing me out.
Dude, I'm like sweating in here. Let's see
That's
what else.
my awesome package. One of my awesome packages.
What is this? Is it, we're going to talk about the events?
That's what you had me write that. You said put travel schedule on there.
Oh, I don't know what that was, but
We're traveling in April.
yes, we're going
I'm
to
going to try to travel in May.
and going to
Stitches South.
South.
And there's a thread on the group, the Ravelry group, about meetups for Stitches
what we
South.
should do for people
Yep.
who have been there before and kind of know the terrain better than we do. Dropping things.
Dropping pins on the clean floor. Awesome.
Let's see.
This is a klutzy show. Today's been brought to you by Laura is Klutzy.
Also, I'm a sheep. I'm a sheep. Bye.
Bye.
I had put off buying any Apple products, not because I'm anti-Apple. I just don't like the Apple is not open source, and they're very exclusive in that products for them can only work on Apple products. And I finally caved.
Because she saw how much fun I was having with my iPod Touch.
Mr. Awesome, much to his dismay, because he's I feel like he's disappointed in me. It's terrible. You know, I've been extra nice to him the past few days. But yeah, so I got my bonus at work, and I was like, you know, I bought a new computer that I needed for the podcast with my money, not the podcast money, and that's just something I wanted anyway. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to spend a lot of money on boring stuff like a water heater and a new air conditioner. So I'm going to spend a little bit of fun money for me. So I
You gotta
did.
do it. Yep.
So I bought an iPod Touch. I wanted an iPhone because this only works if you have wireless. Like you can only do a lot of things if you're connected to wireless. But then I would have to pay for monthly service charges, and I've already got a phone. I don't need another phone. Work pays for my phone.
You can get one of those little cards. You can buy little cards.
But there's still a
wireless
service
cards.
charge,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't want that. So anyway, I've got my iPod Touch now. I've got to load it up with like knitting apps, because the only apps that I have right now, let's see, I've got Words with Friends. I've got Hey Tell, which my friend Alicia turned me on
Yep.
to. Cut the Rope, Angry Birds, a couple other little things, Weight Watchers Mobile. But yeah, I'm a sheep. Bah. And Michael was so disappointed in me.
Oh. You got the 32 gig.
I get the
right?
32 gig, yeah, because I wanted to be able to put music and stuff on it and take. It doesn't have a case yet. I haven't gotten the OtterBox or anything. I ordered one. It's just not here yet. I had to have this overnight. I was like, I need it now. I had a bad day at work, and I'm like, fuck it, click, click, click. Amazon is so dangerous because they already have all your billing information.
Yep.
It's like, click, click, done.
Yep.
So, anyway. So, you got your wristers. Oh, Laura found a really cool thing. I'll let you
We
talk
went
about
to
it.
Target earlier, and I was
That's where we got our chairs.
messing around because I like Post-it notes, and I went down the Post-it note section. See, it's Post-it notes, but they're graph paper,
And they're sticky.
and they're sticky, and it made me. They're super sticky, and it made me so happy. So they're not knitter's graph paper, but in a pinch,
Yeah.
they will do.
Absolutely. It'll be
So
cool
to throw into our knitting bags and use. I thought it was very cool.
You can chart something out real quick and just stick it to the page that you're designing. That's pretty nifty. So we both got a package of them, and I gotta add it to my bag of stuff.
Of course.
Let's see. Okay, so we got goodies for the giveaway. So we'll go ahead and show you some more of those. It's getting kind of ridiculous how much stuff we have. Oh Jesus, we're at 46 minutes again. How do we keep doing this? I have no knitting and we're still at 46 minutes. I don't know how that happens. All right, so I'm going to speed through this because otherwise it's going to be like a gig for y'all to download, and I'm trying to keep it smaller. But all right, so Sarah of Perfect Day Yarns, our friend Emo, she sent this as a giveaway. It's called Distant Love, and it is her bamboo haiku base, which I really like.
Yep. And it's like 500 yards.
490 yards,
Yep.
and she sent in this was her Christmas stripey. She sent a little sample of that, but this is
So if you have one of those little keychain things, you can make a little stripey sock for it.
Distant Love from Perfect Day Yarns.
Pretty.
From our friend Emo.
I got something too. Another crafty girl sent some of her gorgeous worsted weight. I'm not even going to take it out of the bag. It's just the merino worsted. It's called Grape Jelly. It's 100% superwash merino, 215 yards. Gorgeous. I also got some yarn from her this week, but gorgeous purple. I want to keep it, but it's going in the giveaway pile. Here's the bag. It's got my shipping information on it. We won't flash that.
Well, why don't you want stalkers, Laura?
I've always wanted people to take pictures of the back of my heads.
Also,
It's like I have plural.
I wasn't going to go there, but our friend Heather from the Fibrista Files, I think her clerk name is Boutros Babe. I can't
Boutros
pronounce
Babe.
it. Anyway, she sent us a skein of her Intentions yarn, and this is the Joy Intention.
It's pretty.
So it's green with some whites, pinks, and reds in it. And this is also for the giveaway, so you could win an Intention yarn in the Joy Intention. This is also going to go in the giveaway, so we want to say thank you very much, Heather.
Yay! I tried to steal it, Heather, but she was on to me.
Yeah, well. And then our friend, the Fairy Circle, right?
Fairy Circle.
I want to say Fairy something else. I always get that wrong.
We have another
See
friend
a lot
who's
of my
fun
hands
fairy
today.
girl.
Yeah. She sent us, where's the shipping? We'll turn it this way.
Okay.
This whole box of Malabrigu. A box of Malabrigu for the giveaway.
It looks like that.
So we're going to go
So
through
we're
real
gonna
quick.
pair up. There's a lot of doubles, so we'll do like two. You can win these two,
Right.
which is Selection Privata, or those two, or
Ravelry Red.
I might just go run away with all those.
I know, I just want
Two
to
of the
roll with it.
Ravelry Red,
Or this.
or those two.
Which are like fall colors. So we're going to pair them up. So if you win, you'll win the set.
The two
of them. So we wanted to say thank you very much. That was super
That's
sweet of
super
you.
sweet.
And it just, and we have more stuff coming that we haven't gotten it yet, so we can't show
awesome
you.
people.
But honestly, I would say half of it is independent crafters, and half of it are just people that are our friends that want to send us stuff. So, and we appreciate that so much. So we wanted
And
to say
some are a
thank you.
little bit of both.
And we've got more stuff. I'm so excited to show you guys all this stuff. We will probably have to do a separate episode for all the giveaway stuff, just because there's so much of it.
I think that'll be a good special episode.
So we'll do that. Our anniversary is the first weekend in April. So Next week is our 52nd episode. That's not going to be our 1 year. The next one will be our 1 year, the 53rd episode.
And we'll be traveling that week, won't we?
It's before we travel.
Okay, it's the week before we travel.
So we'll figure out how to enter and whether we're going to do it on Ravelry versus the blog and all that. But we'll let you guys know the details of that hopefully by next week. Do you have anything else?
I have stuff that I bought this week.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to show off real fast. So, another crafty girl sent the worsted weight in a shipment that I had ordered from her. So this is the clematis colorway of her strong sock. Feel how squishy that is.
I just want it. Can I have it?
No, it's mine.
don't
You
want
can't have it. It's mine. I'm gonna run away. Look, now it's mine forever. And then I also it's staying there. It's staying there for the rest of the. Can you tell I like purple? It's staying there for the rest of the podcast. Diabolical was having a sale, so I got a gorgeous skein, and these are gonna be my superhero socks. They're bolt neck.
I love that.
And it's super pretty and bright, and I love it. So greens, silvers, purples, mine. Oh, that's squishy too. Oh my goodness. And then last but not least, I joined a yarn club. I do feel like Quasimodo.
You do kind of look like Quasimodo, but you know, I'm gonna roll with it. Then you roll with it.
I'm in the
Badass Knitters.
Yes, Badass Woman's Yarn Club by Piper Designs. She's the person behind yarn. No,
Kitchen Sink That Works.
Yes, thank you.
I knew something you didn't know.
I tried to say Yarntini. I think she's on my mind since she's going out of business. Yarntini is not Kitchen Sink That Works. So I got my first shipment of that. You sign up for 3 months, and there's some very cool stuff in there. So I wanted to show you all what's in there. First is a pattern, and that's actually what sold me on the club was the patterns. I was up trolling Ravelry and saw some of her patterns, and then saw that they were exclusive to the club for so long, and I was like, well, I have to be in that club so I can get awesome patterns. And then the yarn for this month is Pet F. The cool thing about this club is a portion of the proceeds, it's brilliant green, go to charities. And so that's why it's called the Badass Woman's Yarn Club. There's a person who she picks every month that does something to give back to the community that they're in, and
she highlights
them on her blog. So if you go to her blog, which is at kitchensinkdyeworks.com, you can see some information about them, and a portion of the sales of the club go to that charity. So that's very, very cool in my mind. Goodies, there were candy in there, and I ate it. And then there's a little mini skein of her merino Aran. It's awesome. And then this is so going to Becky because it reminds me of Becky so much. It's a little.
You need to put it in a little frame and send it to her.
I think I will. Of a squirrel with yarn. It kind of reminds me of the Yarn Harlots stories about squirrels stealing her fiber. But there's that. So I'm very happy with this club. I'm really excited because it's not just sock weight. The first one is sock weight that I'm a member of, but she's done Aran weight. She's done a whole bunch of her other yarns. You can see all her yarns at kitchensinkdyeworks.com. So that's it for me for stuff, I think.
And I'm looking around to see if I've forgotten anything, but I think that I've got
I'm so
everything.
happy.
It's very pretty. Although the purple that she sent for the giveaway.
The grape jelly, oh my gosh.
God, that makes my heart stop.
And she's only been dying. She's only had an Etsy shop since like January. She does gorgeous stuff.
I love her logo too. You should show that.
Oh yeah.
Her, just the design. That's very
and everything's
pretty.
wrapped really beautifully. And like the bag had the little tie on it that says thank you, like super handcrafted. I love it. Love her stuff. And she did an update. But she's a member of our group, which always makes me happy too. So I have pretties. So that's about it, I think. Is there anything we're missing?
At 55 minutes.
We should keep going to make it an even 60.
Let's not. I hate, see, when we record longer, if I want to keep any of the quality of the video, it ends up being like 800 megs, almost a gig. And I hate for y'all to have to download a gig. but there's just no avoiding it. I can't do much about it.
You could talk less. I could talk less.
I
just got some death.
Anyway, so I think that while we're still under an hour, we should probably go ahead and wrap it up. But we will see you guys again next week for the 52nd
You can
episode.
find us on Twitter,
Plurk,
Facebook,
Ravelry, the website, TheKnitGirls3ls.com. We've gotten some really nice reviews in the past week on iTunes.
So thank y'all for that.
Yeah, and if
we
you haven't,
appreciate
make
it.
sure that you rate all of your podcasts. At least give them star ratings because it helps them show up for other people.
Yep.
So that's it. We will see you guys again in a week.
Bye, y'all.